Hi, good morning, those of you who is from USA, and good evening for those of you who are from Asia. So, guys, today is the day I'm going to share with you my previous life. Just before I moved to Sweden, a lot of people have been asking me, "Hey, how do you end up in Sweden?" Right? So I'm going to share with you in this live streaming a scrapbook that I have made. In fact, just in 2002, which was how many years ago? It was like, let me see, it was 18 years ago actually. Uh, I started a company called Scrapbook Life Stories. So that I sell acid-free products like albums and all that. Uh, Everything that is related to scrapbooking. So it was like a craft business for me online. So unfortunately, I felt like the time there in the business was very consuming. I didn't have time for my daughter, so I decided to stop that. And the reason why I start that business is to be able to create a gift that I could pass on to my next generation. Like I wouldn't say it's a photo album. It's more like storytelling. So I hope with this live streaming, I can keep this so that my daughter can see it. I tried in the beginning, I tried to learn Swedish, so I write everything in Swedish. But of course, here I'm going to be explaining my life in English with you. So I was 36 years old when I made this video, made this album. So the purpose is to be able to let my daughter know that I made this for her out of love because I really do not know when I'm going to be crossing over to the other world. So I made this specially for her, hoping that she would remember me as her mom. I was 36 years old when I made this, and I hope that she would appreciate this more than money or any estate that I have earned or saved. So for me, as a child, I didn't even have a picture of myself when I was a kid. So Swante is going to join us, right? Swante, no, Swante, please. So she's going to. No, you're not allowed to drink my water. So he's okay. I have to get out of this cat, or I have to get out of live streaming. So with that, I'm going to get her out of my room so that I can work from easily. If you promise me, okay, not to go up to the table, then I won't lock you out. All right, I think I have to lock you out. Sorry for the interruption. So I hope you guys can still see. So it's for the next generation. So this was me when I was 36 years old. I look kind of naive, isn't it? And innocent. I think I was working during that time. This is before I moved to Singapore. Before I moved to Sweden, I was just how do I say? I was not 30 years old then. I was around 28 years old, and that time I worked for a company that sell wedding packages. So I was one of the sales consultant. So my hair was, done by one of the hair consultant there. So we get some free makeup sometimes before we meet our clients, and also some hairdo. So I think it was really fun during that time. I really enjoyed the job a lot. So it's kind of tiring because every time when you have a guest or customers, you have to, be very tentative, listen to what they said and what they want. So that's how I got into some interest in putting makeups and uh, changing my hairstyle. So you're gonna see later on. How did you get in here, Santa? How did you get in? I thought I locked the door. Okay, never mind. Okay, don't disturb. Okay, Mama. Okay, Santa. You know he wants to drink. Swante, please. Okay. Okay, drink here, drink here. Go and drink. This is driving me nuts. Okay, this is what it actually means. What am I made of? So I'm made of. I'm somebody who is. This is just some ideas that you don't have to follow, but I have my own style. When I do a scrapbook about myself, I don't like to write like grandmother story. My style is like up to the point. So what am I made of? These are all my good side and my bad side. So in English, of course, I'm creative. I am quite careful. I'm quite independent. I'm very intuitive. I am very forgetful. I am very full of fantasy, and I'm very, I would say very domineering, but I like to dominate. I'm very helpful. I'm very honest. I'm quite demanding, clairvoyant, and I think I'm very emotional. So on and so forth. Something that you can write, but you know, try to write it on a piece of paper and then put the bad side and the good side separately. I should have separate this part so that people can see what are my weakness and what are my strength. So this is my strength, obviously. I think all of them are quite positive. Can I see anything that, oh, I'm very stubborn here. I'm really, really stubborn. And I can be very careful in certain things. We call it Slavic. I can be very careful. I can be very careless sometimes. And I'm very curious about people. I like to work a lot. I'm very hardworking. And I like to act tough, but I'm not. Yeah, people sometimes takes me for granted. I'm quite naive when I was younger, and also I'm very adventurous. I like to go and explore the world with my friends, and I'm very passionate. I'm kind, and I like to organize my stuff. So this is something that you can do for yourself, so that your kid know, hey, that's what my mom is made of, right? So I think that was kind of fun. I kind of built up my self-esteem too. So whenever I look at this, I try to remember the good things in me. Yeah, right. You agree, Sante? But you cannot come here. Please. I know you love me. So and then also things that I don't like. Yeah. So here are the list. I don't say it's the list, but the point of the things that I do not like. I don't like to cycle in the upstroke, and I don't like to be number two in position. And I don't like children crying, and of course they are angry. Of course they are able to express, but some children can be a bit too much. But I like children most of the time, if they are not too naughty, right? Swante, you are naughty. And I don't like to remove the nail polish. I don't know how many of you guys don't like to remove nail polish. And I don't like to receive phone call from doctors and nurses, because always bad news, then they call you, right? And also putting on weight. I don't like to buy Christmas present. I am very fed up when I see a stain. And I don't like dog hair all over my clothes or cat hair. So this morning I was like trying to get rid of Swantes hairs from my my jacket and my clothes, and it take ages. And I don't like to cut paper because I always cut myself at the end, especially cutting paper. And I don't like the sight of the paper. Sometimes I cut myself from there too. And I don't like to be fooled. People who are trying to fool other people, they are bad people. And also, I don't like toilets that are dirty. I don't like liars. I don't like to step on chewing gums. I don't like people to put on very, very strong perfume. And I don't like, when you read newspaper, right, you have all this black color. So I think this is something that I don't like. So if you are having the same problem, let me know in your comment, right? If you agree with me on some of the things that I mentioned here. I would love to know if anyone has the same dislike as me. And the one thing that I cannot stand is the bad customer service. If they are really bad, and that will tick me off. And then, of course, the battery is running out, on your telephone or on your camera. I don't like the smell of the cigarettes. I don't like snakes. I don't like rats. I don't like cold food. I don't like blood pudding. And also, I hate it when I don't have time to do things that I love. And I hate dust, especially when the dust is in the car. I really hate it. And I don't like to do things that are like other people were doing. And I don't like, this sounds strange. I don't like to take foot bath because, you have to sit there and bend down on your back to reach out for your toes and your heels. It's kind of painful, especially when you get older. And I don't like to be in a queue, like queuing for food. No, that never happened for me. I never like to queue for food. If a queue is like more than 15 minutes, I get out from that place and I said, let's go. And also the taste of the medicine is terrible. And I don't like a footprint or hand fingerprint on furniture, on glasses, on table. It just, maybe I have this little OCD. And also, I don't like to wear bra, especially if it's a thick bra, a tight bra, right? You agree, Swante? You do, right? And also rap music, no, not my kind of music. And I hate it when there is people who let the dog shit on the road and never pick up after that. That's really irresponsible, all right? I hate it. And also, especially dogs when they came back from their bath and the legs and they are wet. And to me, it smells terrible, all right? They need a really good shampoo when they come back. So I ever sat in a car with a dog that's just, it's all wet and it's just stink. And I really remember I got this phobia with that. And also, black furniture that are, you can see a layer of dust on top of the surface. Ugh, that creeps me. And also, people who smell sweat all the time. And I used to hate cleaning up, but nowadays I really enjoy it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just catching up fast when you are using cleaning as a therapy. I don't know. And I like to take things one at a time. And I don't like the smell of the lipstick, or I like to put on lipstick. So you don't see me putting on makeup often. I don't know why. It just tastes so strange, the lipstick. And also, I don't like to use a safety belt in the car. How many of you like? All right, let me know. I don't know why I don't like it. And also, I don't like to remind my daughter, sometimes she requires me reminding her, all the time. So, but she's really good now. She don't really need me to remind her. And I hate alarm clock. I hate it. And also, I don't like myself. After cooking, I always go and shower immediately. I don't like my body to smell of food. And of course, I hate looking for things. I hate throwing away trash. I don't fancy waffles. And when I go fishing, I don't like my fishing rod to be stuck somewhere. And I don't like to go barefoot on stones. I don't know why, it's painful. And of course, I hate the mosquito and bees. I'm allergic to bees. You agree, Santa? And of course, who like bees, right? Nobody likes bees. And wet, hunda, bletta hunda is I don't like wet dogs. I like animals. I love dogs. I think that they are so cute and sweet. But no. And of course, parking. You get to a parking place and then you spot the parking and then somebody took your parking, but you were there like 3 minutes before and the person take your parking, you can get really pissed, right? So these are the things that I don't like. Can you move, darling? Can you move a little bit? Yeah. All right, and this is one idea, and then also I have another idea here, which is this one is Leuston. Another idea is my year. Sonntag, I have to get him out of this place now. Oh, Jesus Christ! Can you please? Okay, you can sit on me. All right, you can sit on Mama. You can sit here, but you don't go up there, okay? No, no, you have to go. You have to go. I'm going to lock you out. You have to go. You cannot come here. This cat is very attached to me. So every time when I do something, he wants to be with me all the time. He can be really all over the place. So this is not the right time. So I did make something like this. I don't know whether you can see. And then this is 1983. So how I look like 1983. I was about 17, 18. That's how I look like. I was really skinny. My mom thought I have worms in my stomach. So that time, I started to put on makeup, but I hate it because I look ridiculous in that. And I look so adult. When you're younger, you try to look older. When you're older, you try to look younger. So this is a typical case where you try to look like an adult, but you're not. So I was really naive during this time. I believe everything people tell me. And, I just want to try new things. So I was really adventurous. So I made like a little pockets here where I can drag out and I write notes. Oh, I was 16 years old, and that is my first party dress. And then I like pink. I like pink during that time. Can you believe it? And then I like to wear this kind of elastic tube. I do not know how many of you like wearing this during the 80s. So this kind of elastic tube was very popular. And pink, I remember this was pink in color. And I don't have money to buy cosmetic. So I took my sister's lipstick, and that smelled terrible, but I still put it on because you want to look pretty. So during that time, it's like this, yeah. So you always take your sister's cosmetic without telling them because you don't get permission. You just take or steal it. So this is the age, yeah. And then 1988, 1 year after, I became very adventurous. And then I joined this adventurous club. I remember I took this picture in Malaysia when I was on a mountain. So I remember there's a few guys there. They were very interested in me. So I looked really, really happy during that time, right? Smiling, laughing all the time. So yeah, and then I don't have any problem with my skin because when I was teenager, around after 19, I started to have problem with my skin. And I don't know why. It could be because of the hormones. So again, kind of naive, isn't it? Oh, I think, and that was a picture taken with my friends. And we like to go group outing during that time. In Singapore, it's very, very common that people go out in a group, big group. So I love that kind of activities. And I joined a adventurous club, and I joined, like different organization for the youth. So I was really, really active. And also here, I think this was taken when I was modeling for a friend. He wanted to learn how to take pictures. So I was his model for a whole day. And he said he paid me, but he gave me just a dinner. And I don't know what happened to him after that. He was very, very popular during that time as a student. We were in the same class. And at that time, I took a private class at the LaSalle International Fashion School. So that time I was kind of busy because I have to work and go schooling in the evening. So those were the days. I felt really happy during this time too. This time was really, really happy. This time have no clue, but this 2 times really, really happy time. So this photograph was taken in Malaysia. Okay. So I think this is kind of fun to pull out and take a look, just pull out like this and read. And also here, another one. And here, 1996, I started working, I think I was working as a real estate, or I was a life insurance consultant during this time. I love my hairstyle. I think this is a time where I felt like my hairstyle wasn't the best. And also because of my shape and carefree. I didn't have boyfriend. I was partying quite a lot during this time. I like to go out with my friends to the club and go clubbing or go for the cafe. And surprisingly, I lost 12 kilograms within 1 month. I was in this program. It was like a trial where you could try for 1 month by just drinking aloe vera. So I lost 12 kilo within a month, and a lot of people was like, what? I think I wasn't so fat during that time, but 12 kilo can be quite a lot of difference. So I was really happy. This is after I've been through the weight loss program. So in 1997, this is the happy time. Let's see why am I so happy again? Yeah, that was a time where I already found my loved one. That was with my first boyfriend. I started dating this Swedish guy. But I realized that time was I start having a lot of problem with my skin, and my hormone changed. I don't know why. So I had a lot of problem with my skin, a lot of acne. Um, I was quite unhappy and depressed sometimes because of my job as a real estate agent. I wasn't happy. I was earning quite a lot of money during that time. I didn't like the job. So that makes me depressed. So you really have to find something that you really enjoy working on. And I spent quite a lot of money to treat my skin. So that was when I was in Singapore, and I still haven't moved to Sweden. This is the year before I got pregnant with Nelina, my daughter. So 1996, let's see what is written here. Oh, I was interested. I wanted to go to the school of makeup. I have completed my fashion school, but I thought I want to learn something more, like, hairstyle and makeup. But my mom said, no, 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 you better not, because then you have backache and you will have, you know, a lot of health problems. And my mom, she's quite a wise woman. She always said, when you choose a career, you have to make sure that, it fits into your lifestyle and your likings. Would you want to suffer from backache at young age? No. Then this is not a career for you. This is her explanation, which I think it was making a lot of sense, because I think I have seen a few friends or my own hairdresser, all of them have the same problem: back pain, neck pain. So it's actually a truth, my mom said. So here are the results. And then I like to put on makeups, and put on clothes. And I always like to make this own home studio background so that I look like a model. It really makes me stupid looking sometimes. I have a few pictures that I found the other day when I was cleaning up my apartment. I really look stupid in them. And I don't know why. Some makeup are totally disaster. Okay, this is one. What is this? Oh, okay. The first time I ride a horse, and it was in Sweden. I just moved, and I just given birth to Nelina. She was around 2 years old, and then I went to the mountain with my ex-husband's sister. And I want to tell you a story next time if I have the chance. I saw ghosts there. This is the first time I encountered a ghost in a mountain. And it was just not me who saw this. It's like everyone there saw the same thing, but they do not know what is that. But I know there was something that is not natural. So this is one of the picture that I've taken. Oh, I look so slim. My hand, my feet, I'm all very tough looking. I have a lot of muscles during that time because I train a lot. And my body, I'm so happy with my body during that time. Yahoo! I made it! My first attempt to rappelling. I was really thrilled. I learned a little about my personal strength and weakness, and I learned how to trust people. And yeah, it was a really good training for me during that time. I wish I could turn back the clock and join the adventures. But nowadays my body is not that strong, so I need to go for training before I could do this again. And that was my first car. It was a Suzuki, and then I can't believe how I got my driving license. All right, if I have a chance, I'll tell you the next time. I was really lucky. A lot of people couldn't pass a few times, but that was my first and only attempt, and I got my driving license. And my mother was saying, I can't believe it. All right, I can't believe it. You can pass. You have really bad driving skill. I said, really, Mama? And she laughed and she said, no, you are good. That's why. My mom liked to tease me. That what makes me most. I was very close to her, and we talk about almost everything. So my first overseas trip, this is at Genting Highland. I remember I went with my best friend Kelly. We were 16 during that time. Happy trip. First time that feel like you are a bird being released from the cage after being kept at home for like 16 years. So this is a time I felt so free. I was really skinny during the time. I think I was like 45 kilogram. And then this is me in my picture. I think this is when I moved to Sweden after a few years. And I like to take shots like this. I want to remind myself that I was beautiful, I was young, and this is how my body parts look like. My eyes, my toe, my hair from behind, my hairline. That is one thing I really like about me, is my hairline. I find that my hairline is very beautiful. And I was actually offered to do modeling job because of my shoulder, because people think that I have a really, really nice shoulder. So I didn't get the job, but I was given the opportunity to do that. So I think something like that, you don't have to take the whole body picture, Sometimes a certain part of your body that you really enjoy, even if you yourself think that it's beautiful, go and snap that shot and make like an album like this. Sometimes it's kind of fun to look at. And also, I started a business when I was, I'm supposed to look at my business in scrapbooking. So I did write about, how I started. It takes a lot of hard work to convert Nalina's room. Yeah, I use her bedroom for my business as a hobby room. So I started to organize. I have an internet shop, and I have this really big, nice room from Nalina, and she offered them to me. And I use that to convert this room into a studio. So this is how it looks like. So this is how I pack all my products, and I sell them on the internet. So this is kind of old pictures. Some great memories, how I started the business. I was the first 3 company in Sweden that started this kind of business. So it was really tough to start something new, especially something that people don't have time for. So scrapbooking is something that are really, really popular. I think like 15 years ago. It came up to the peak, and then it just popped down because people were spending too much time, and then nowadays no people have time for this kind of hobby. It's not that they don't have, but we have to prioritize. I know people who keep still doing that. It's good that they do that, because this is a thing that you can give as a gift, that people can feel and touch and see your work. Yeah. And you don't need to be a very creative person. Just the most important is the text, how you write and your feelings for each page that you created. And also some notes that you like to keep for your daughters to read. I like to write small notes for her to remind her that I love her. a lot. Let me see, there's a picture here. I don't know if I can, maybe it's glue. Okay. I like this mother and daughter. I think my daughter look a little bit like me. Certain pictures, but she does assemble a lot on from her father. She still looks so cute. She still looks very sweet. You know, her feature never changed. Ever since she was like 6 years old until now, she still have this really nice feature. So this is a picture that we took ourselves. We sit in front of this blanket. It was like a very crumpled blanket. I use it as a backdrop. So, you know, just experimenting like you're in the studio, because I couldn't afford to take pictures, professional pictures at the shop, because they are very expensive. So since I have a camera, why not? So this was taken by my first system camera. And also here, I am coming towards the last two pages. So this one I thought was quite interesting. My ups and downs chart. From the time I was 18 years old to the time I was 34 years old. So I have analyzed my social, my happiness, my beauty, my confidence, and my weight. And then I try to do a chart on every different time frame. So you can see how happy I was during my weight was like going down. I was really skinny that time. And then let's see happiness. All right, the happiness is the one that is a light blue. That is this one. So 18 years old, I was really, really happy. And then 23 years old, when I started the real estate job, I was not that happy. And then I started the life insurance business, and then up, because I realized I was helping a lot of people, a lot of family. So I was really happy, but I had to stop because I met my husband sometimes during this time. So again, I was happy, but you know, I looked like I was freaking out here, right? And then 31 years old, after I have given birth to my daughters, I went up again, really happy. But I was not so happy with my weight, because I was putting on weight. And worse, when I was 34 years old, my weight, and I was really, really miserable. And confidence level, I think was like, this was confident, the purple one. No confidence. I have a lot of confidence, and I have more confidence, lesser confidence, a little bit more after I've given birth, and then 34, when I was overweight, everything just go down like the stock market, except for my weight. The weight go up because I was putting on weight, of course. And then I wrote some notes also, why am I not happy and all that. So yeah, that is my idea of this may sound crazy for some of you guys. Oh, how do you analyze your happiness? So you see for yourself. For me, I think, okay, my level is up to here. I really don't like, or my weight is really going up, then, you know, just for fun's sake. We don't have to be serious in everything we do. Life is too short, you know, and we don't have the time. So this is the thing that I like to leave behind me, so that my daughter can more or less understand. I wish my mom had something like that for me. Instead of giving me money, instead of giving me jewelry, I wish she would have given me something like that, So I would have learned to learn to know her a little bit better. And my daughter, she always asks me when, about my childhood, how was I as a child? So because my mom didn't have a camera, we were poor, and my mom, didn't have any picture of me. I think I have only one or two pictures, and that's it. And I wish I have pictures, which I didn't. And I always ask my mom, how was it when I was a kid? And our favorite time is to sit at the backyard, just on this disposable, like a foldable bed. And we sit there and counting stars. And she will start to tell me about my life, my childhood, what I did, those naughty things that I did. So I think it's really important. Our words, may sound like words, but to our kids, every words I said, my daughter remember, and she memorized it. And nowadays, when we talk about certain things about our relatives, she remember better than me. So don't underestimate kids. They can understand, and they can, even though they are maybe young, but they will understand what you say. I think the most importantly is the feelings that you have during that time, and you are willing to share these feelings with him or her. And I think the children, the kids, they really value that, even though some of them may not look like they were interested, but they remember. All right, trust me. And I think that this is something that I can create for my family. So even though me and my ex-husband was divorced, I think we were really happy from the beginning. And after we have, stayed together, he's still, to me, I still find that he's a very great person. He's very kind. He has a big heart. He never liked to take advantage of people. And we had a very wonderful life from beginning. So this is something that I like for my daughter to remember, like this, for example, a Christmas event, and the memories of Christmas, and how she looked like when she received the presents. I thought this is really fun, don't you think? To just keep the memories, because no one can take it away. The good, the bad, you got it. It's in you, and nobody can steal it away from you. So this is something that I want to pass on to my daughters when I'm gone, and I hope she will treasure this. And I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you guys personally think about this? So for me, the reason why I started YouTube is because these are all things that you can grab and hold and feel and smell, and it's something nice that you can keep. But for me, to start a YouTube, I want this to be last forever from her. So my daughter can hear me, can see me, can feel my vibration, and feel my love from the way I talk and how I tell my stories. So yeah, it was for my daughter before when she was young, but now it's for you guys, okay? And also some very nice memories. I have been interviewed by many newspaper before, magazine. I'm not going to show you guys all the cutout, but this was my first one. And I looked so strange, and I was so round, I noticed. And then I make this, this is actually my family in Singapore, and this is the only one picture. I don't know whether you can see. This is the only one picture when I was a kid. So I still have that, and I talks about who are those people sitting here, standing, and these are my brothers and sisters. All of them are alive except for my mom. My mom passed away just shortly after Nelina was about 3 years old or 2 years old. So this is her. I hope you guys enjoy this live streaming, and I hope that will more or less inspire you. You have a telephone and you have memories that you can capture. Why not put it in a video And then, you don't have to share with the rest of the world. You can have it in YouTube, and you can only share it with certain people. Maybe some of you don't know that. You can do that. So only your kids or the people that you like to share can have access to the video. All right, guys, I made a dinner. So I'm going to show you how it turns out. And let me just see if I can put this tripod over here so you can see how the dinner look like. So I have made this, let me just put this here, okay? And then I'm going to just show you how it looks like. I think it's done. And LG is coming back soon. Ooh. Oh my God, I almost dropped it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ooh, okay. This is done. I almost dropped the whole tray. So this is my dinner, and I'm going to let Santa come in. This is how it looks like. I did this live streaming just before my this current live streaming. So if you want to see how this is made, go and check out my previous live streaming. It's called Granieran Fauluko. I have prepared this step by step and show you guys how to do it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I want to show you with a spoon. So you can actually put some more sauce, but I don't like it to be too much sauce. I like to feel like the sausage is like at the side is a bit fried. So inside there, you have to go and check it out. All right, that's potato, pepper, tomatoes, and Swedish sausage. And then it's really easy to make. I think I mix everything, the sauce, less than 5 minutes, and put it in the oven. And just for maybe 25 minutes, and it's all done. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this recipe and my story about my album. If you like, please thumbs up and tell me in the comment what you think about this live streaming. I love to hear from you. Some of things you may not agree. I would also love to hear from you.